Hey, it's Mirna from Trainer's Toolbox. Welcome to the Trainer's Toolbox podcast, a place where you can discover practical and effective tools and tips to make your workshops more insightful, engaging, and memorable. You are at the right place if you're looking to become the best trainer you can be and design truly impactful learning experiences. Ready? Let's dive in. If you would ask me what is the best exercise that would make the biggest difference for your levels of energy, your behavioral patterns in developing better ones, for your self-awareness and self-regulation of your emotions and your thoughts, this is the one I would go with. It's an amazing exercise that you can use for yourself, but also teach your participants, and one that you can explore within so many different topics. It's an exercise that's super versatile. It's related to mindfulness. It's related to keeping our focus sharp. It's related to our energy management and prevention of burnout. It's related to resilience. But that also means you can teach it to your participants in the context of leadership, in the context of coaching, in the context of relationships and being less impulsive and being less reactive, in the context of self-care. It's so versatile. It can be used in so many ways, and it's super, super powerful. I like to call this exercise self-check-in or check-in with yourself, even though I would invite you also to give it a name that suits your context in which you will be using it. And today we will explore it as an exercise you will use for yourself. So I'll ask you to go through it with me. Don't worry if you're driving, running, or doing something else crazy that does not allow you to fully do it. Still try to do it a little bit, just easygoing version without being too distracted. Or if you're someone in calm space, you can really go through it with me. So we'll do it together, a little bit longer version, maybe like 5 minutes plus minus. But then I will also share with you many variations of how this exercise can be done in under a minute, or in longer versions, or with more consistency in order to lead to different goals. So we'll also play with what are different takes on it and how can you do self-check-in differently. But first we want to establish that base and give you an experience of how the exercise is, let's say, in a nutshell or in its general version. Now, before I go into the exercise, I do want to touch on why is it so helpful for all the different scenarios. As I said, self-check-in will help you manage your physical energy better. It will help you manage your emotions and emotional energy. It will help you manage your focus and mental energy. And the way it does all that is because it builds more self-awareness of our needs, underlying needs in each of these areas, and also more self-awareness of how can we actually satisfy that need, how can we actually work it out. And this is one of many examples of exercises that we do on the course called Build Emotional Journeys, a short online course in which we talk about how to support the learning process by navigating emotions within learning. And I also cover it in the course called Positive Psychology Toolbox, where we touch on many other tools from positive psychology. So if you're looking for more powerful tools, check out these two courses. You might join me on one of them. Now, how does self-check-in work? First thing you need to know, you can do it with your eyes closed or with your eyes open. For the first time, when you start practicing check-in, maybe right now as well, if you're in a good circumstances to do that, I think it's a little bit better to do it with the eyes closed because it already requires a bit of focus and self-awareness that we haven't developed so much yet. So it's easier to focus and to actually explore and get some meaningful insights if your eyes are closed. Having that said, ultimately, you probably want to build your ability to actually do self-check-in also with your eyes open, because that way you will become much more versatile with recognizing your needs within any situation when you don't really go into meditative state, closing your eyes, going inwards, but when you can just kind of check in with yourself quick and brief and in a real life situation. So ultimately, that's what we want to build. But to build it, it helps to start with the eyes closed. So if you're in a good place to do that, today I'll invite you to do it that way. In situations when you can't close your eyes or you don't feel like you want to close your eyes, but you don't need to use your vision for something in the situation, I would recommend you to maybe park your gaze somewhere a bit neutral, like on piece of the wall or piece of the floor, which don't have any distractive visuals happening, so you could actually explore all these different inward-oriented questions with me. That is also a really good tip if you use it with your participants. If you're right at the beginning of the workshop, maybe people don't feel really relaxed to close their eyes or don't feel really safe. It's a good idea to invite them, if you're on virtual, if they want to turn their camera off. And it's also a good idea to invite them to, if they don't want to close their eyes, to just park their gaze somewhere neutral where it will not be destructive for them. Okay, if you're ready, we'll dive straight in. So take one nice deep breath and we'll go through the 5 questions of check-in. If you're not in a situation where you can fully focus and really go exploring all these different questions that I ask, still go with me through them. You will learn the questions and maybe you can look for quick answers that are available to you, even within the situation in which you are right now. Ready? We're going to go through 5 questions together. So take one more deep breath. Let's slow down pace a bit, get a bit grounded. If you're comfortable and in a good place, you can close your eyes now or park your gaze somewhere neutral and take one more deep breath. And I'll guide you through 5 questions and I'll invite you to reflect on each. The first question is, with another nice deep breath, keep on those deep breaths going, even if I don't mention it. The first question is, how do I feel right now physically? And we'll just stay with that for like 20 seconds of silence. Just notice how your body feels right now. And you can do a little mental scan from your toes all the way up, checking each different part of your body. Or you can ask, where is my body relaxed? Where is my body tense? Is there some pain? What am I noticing in different parts? Whichever it is, let's stay with half a minute exploring how does our body feel right now. And then with one nice deep breath, we're going to move to the second question. How do I feel emotionally right now? Which emotions are present for me? And again, just stay with that question and keep on asking it, staying with it, noticing what else shows up, because often the first emotion is not the most interesting one, but they keep becoming more interesting the more subtle they are. So just stay with it for 20, 30 seconds of silence. What are all the different emotions present for me right now? And then with a nice deep breath, step number 3. What is happening in my mind right now? What are the different thoughts running through my head? And for this one, you might want to observe your thoughts the way you would observe clouds on the sky. Just notice them, maybe label them, and let them pass. Don't get involved, just notice. So, what are all the different thoughts passing through my mind right now? And then, question number 4 with nice deep breath. How is my energy right now? Like, how would I score it from 1 to 10? How would I describe it in a couple of keywords? Maybe give it a color if you feel like. What is your energy level and flavor of your energy right now? Just give it a moment to notice. Finally, the last question with nice deep breath. Based on all I notice, on my body, emotions, mind, and energy, what do I need? What do I need right now or in my life in general? And again, just stay with that question for like 20 seconds. What do I need? And with nice deep breath, now you can open your eyes, come back to this space, and if you notice any need or anything interesting that you can actually take care of right now, great, do that. Now, or if you notice a need that you can't really take care of right now, like you need a good stretch, but like half an hour long, and it's not the time and place, or you need some sleep, acknowledge that need and set intention that you will take care of it soon. So, because our body and mind spoke to us, we don't want to just ignore that. We want to acknowledge it and set a bit of intention to do something about it. I hope this gave you a bit of insights into maybe your needs and how you feel. And I want to a little bit dissect this exercise now of how we can play with it. So in this shape of this exercise, we went through 5 questions, and that will normally take around 5 minutes, depends how much time you give to people to stay with each bit. If they're a bit experienced already with meditation or similar stuff, you can give them much longer chunks of time. But if they're not, this is good rule of thumb, roughly half a minute of silence per each area. And if we want to go through the full framework, we want to check how we feel physically, emotionally, what's happening in our mind, and what's our energy. And then we want to see what's the need based on that. And when you do that, everybody who goes through these 5 steps will have a bit different experience. For somebody, it will be really easy to connect to their body, but not to their emotions. For somebody, they'll notice so many thoughts, they'll need more time to stay with them. Or for somebody, there'll be many blind spots in their body or emotions. They won't really have an answer right away, right? So it's very different how much we are connected with each of these aspects. And because of that, it makes a lot of sense for ourselves, but also to teach our participants or coachees to also be a bit intentional with creating different variations of these 5 steps based on what they want to develop. For example, if I have a coachee or participant who want to be more emotionally aware and not get hijacked by their emotion, or maybe notice earlier when they're getting tired before they actually crash in terms of energy, then we might want to extend some of the areas, being that emotions or energy or body or several of those areas. So we might still do the exercise in its full, but we might stay, for example, with one of these for several minutes. Or we might even do a variation where we just do body or emotions or whatever it is, and then we stay with for a couple of minutes, and then we ask, what do I need? And that can be a meaningful homework for a person to train and explore, to actually get more connected with this aspect where they have less awareness. So we can always vary it a lot, staying with one aspect longer, doing just one aspect, or doing all of them, but then, in different shapes, or sometimes doing one, like with all of them, and at next time practicing just one aspect. For example, maybe if I'm realizing that I'm not recharging well lately, then maybe in this period I'll be doing more of just the energy one. Whatever it is, the point is play with this, keep exploring it and shaping it in a way that really makes sense for you, and also encourage your participants to take that role of proactive and intentional user of exercise, that they actually shape it in what they need a bit more of. But you will notice that the ultimate question here is, what do I need? We are building more awareness of our needs, and through that awareness, we are actually building more self-regulation, because then we can take care of that need, and with time, we will start to notice it faster and faster. Now, when we get a bit experienced with this exercise, we can then use it in very versatile ways and play with exploring different variations. Actually, you could play with exploring different variations immediately as well, but it would be more value and like better insights if you would actually play with different variations once you kind of not master, but like once you get the basic exercise under your skin. Now, variations can be much shorter and they can be more goal oriented than the exercise itself. Here are two examples of how I can vary it. One can be that I just ask two questions, and this is a great variation when I'm in a situation that, maybe the time is scarce, I'm in the middle of the situation, I'm about to enter a workshop, I'm about to start an exercise that's challenging, or maybe my energy dropped a little bit after lunch and I'm in the role of a trainer and I need to kind of pick it up, then this is really powerful combination to ask one of these short variations. First one being, how am I and what do I need? Like very to the point, how am I doing right now and what do I need right now? And you just want to stay with each question for half a minute to notice and reflect. And notice that here in question how I am, we are kind of putting together all aspects: physical, emotional, mental, energy. How am I doing overall? It's not as detailed, it's not as deep, it's not strengthening our self-awareness so much, but it's just evoking it and touching on it. How am I? Where am I right now? What do I need? The second variation is more proactive and a little bit stronger, and it's more about self-regulation. First one is maybe a bit more on the side of mixing self-awareness and self-regulation, but second one is really about self-regulation. And that's in situations when we don't want to spend a lot of time building self-awareness and understanding where some emotions came from, which of course there is good space to do that as well, but sometimes it's just not the right situation to dig in deep into the emotions we're experiencing. Maybe in some situations we just need to regulate them. And for those situations, this is really powerful sequence of 3 questions. How am I? How would I like to be instead? And what do I need to do to get there? Let's say, how am I? Oh, I'm a little bit tired. How do I want to be instead? I want to be energetic and enthusiastic. What do I need to do? I don't know. Have a cookie, jump 3 times, stretch a bit, take a few deep breaths. Maybe it doesn't take me full way from tired to enthusiastic, but what is the first step? What do I need to do first? You can think of many other variations of this, so by all means, be bold, mix and match the questions, design it in a way that really works for you. Now, I do want to share one more thing on this one, and that is I would invite you to really explore how could you use this exercise for you and how could you use it for your participants. So for yourself, I would invite you to use it right before the workshop, maybe in a shorter version, and maybe during breaks. And if you train it a bit, you will also be able to use it on spot in the middle of the session to check in, to see what you need. And then even if something happens that crashes your energy or boosts your emotion, not in a positive way, this will be a great go-to tool which you can really use to manage your state within the session. But for it to be so accessible and easy for you, you do need to practice it a bit in a bit more easygoing situations, even though you can do it in a shorter version. But it is about giving a bit of attention, a bit of space to build a bit more of that awareness and connection with yourself. The second way to use it is, of course, with your participants, and we can go back here to using it, as a tool for mindfulness, as a tool for self-awareness, for self-regulation, for resilience, for energy management, for focus, within their presentation skills, communication skills, dealing with fear of stage, with leadership, with parenting, how to be less reactive, a million use cases. Remember to always vary it according to their use case. So for your participant, there are so many ways of using it. And one of the best is to actually teach them the exercise and then discuss with them where, in which life aspects and in which situations would this be really useful for them, and which specific variation would work great. It's an amazing discussion within the group that builds out of that. How can they use this? How can they make it their own and fine-tune it according to really their use cases? Now, this is one video and one exercise or one podcast, depends when you're listening, where I would really love your feedback and ideas. And I would love to hear. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, or you can reply to any of the Trainers Toolbox newsletters if you're there and receiving them weekly. If you're not there, you can sign up in the description of this video. I would love to hear, how are you using this exercise? What do you like about it? What do you dislike? Do you have any questions? Would you like me to share different similar exercises? Because this is a little bit different video where I'm sharing a specific exercise, and I would love to hear if you would want to hear more of these kind of things, and what kind, for what kind of situations, what kind of circumstances. Is it more something you can use with yourself as a trainer, and for which challenges? Or are you looking also for something to use with your participants? As this is one of the most powerful exercise that I can recommend, I would really invite you with full heart to also share it maybe with others, especially with trainers, but with anyone who could use more, more energy, more self-regulation, more fulfillment, because it's so, so powerful and so helpful. So pass the word, share it with others, even if they're not trainers. This is one episode that will be really beneficial for them. And if you want to work with more exercises where we talk about emotions and energy and how to build this emotional regulation and how to build emotional experiences and flows that will really support your learners' journeys and design that emotional journey that will make your events and workshops so much more memorable and deeper and impactful and transformational without being fluffy, still hard content, serious learning processes, but supported by emotion, by all means, join me on Build Emotional Journeys, a short online course that completely flips the way you see the design of learning experiences. It gives you almost a superpower to bring your workshops and trainings and courses to a whole new level. So maybe see you there. And in the meantime, do stay in touch. Let's connect on LinkedIn if we are not already. Do spread the word. Do subscribe to the podcast if you enjoy it. And I'm really looking forward to see you in different online spaces. Thank you for exploring this topic with me. I hope you found some exciting ideas and valuable tools that you will use already today. Remember, they only work if you put them in practice. But then they make all the difference. If you enjoy Trainers Toolbox podcast, do leave a rating and review. It does mean a lot. And if you haven't done it yet, click on the links in the episode descriptions and discover free materials and valuable resources to dive in deeper. See you in the next episode or at Trainers Toolbox newsletter.